The service supply chain game simulates the dynamics of a service supply chain. The aim of the game is to keep assets, airplanes, operational, and earn money. To do this, players have to make sure that sufficient spare parts are available for the assets. In the game, spare parts are represented by Lego bricks. Each part consists of a repairable part, a red brick, and a consumable part, a blue brick. When a part breaks down, the repairable part, red brick, remains in the game. The consumable part, blue brick, is lost permanently. Red bricks can be repaired in the repair shop. New blue bricks, produced by the supplier, are added to form a new complete part that can be installed in the assets. Each round, there is a chance that one or more parts in the assets break down. The main challenge of the game is to make sure that there are always sufficient spare parts available to replace these broken parts, and make the asset operational again. To start the game, choose a nickname to use in the service supply chain game, and press the Join the Game button. In the game, you can navigate through the supply chain by using your mouse. You can move to the left or right, and zoom in or out using your mouse wheel. On the right, the first tab page shows the tasks you have to complete each round. If it is not your turn, this tab describes the role and tasks of the current player. You'll also find a log of all the actions carried out in each round by all players, as well as a log of the financial budget of your team. There is also a possibility to chat with other players. The top right of the screen shows the current round, the available budget and the average availability of the assets in your game. The top of the screen shows the 4 roles. The current player is highlighted. You can focus on a specific role by clicking on these roles. At the bottom of the screen, there are buttons to show the maintenance planning, zoom in or out, or to ask help from a game facilitator. When it is your turn, buttons on the game board indicate the possible actions that you can carry out. The current example shows buttons for the asset owner. When you carry out an action, a notification on the lower right will inform all other players about your action. These notifications automatically disappear after about 5 seconds. On the right, a task list indicates what to do each round. If a task is not possible, or not available yet, the respective task and button are dimmed. When you are done with all your tasks, press Next Player. The game will automatically focus on the next player. When other players are playing, follow their actions by watching the game board and the notifications. A game round starts with the asset owner. Each round, the asset owner finds out how much parts are broken down in the assets, by pressing Determine Maintenance. As you can see, broken parts are indicated by new buttons. The broken parts can now be removed and replaced by new parts. Repairable parts are ready to be sent back to the repair shop. The repair shop manager first carries out the repairs in the factory. Each round, all parts can move up 1 repair step. Of course, sufficient blue bricks need to be available in order to repair the red bricks. After repairs, the repair shop manager can import new red bricks into the factory. A maximum of 3 red bricks can be imported each round. Finally, the repair shop manager can order new blue bricks from the supplier, if desired. The supplier first has to determine the demand of the internal production, using the appropriate button. The demand will be displayed in the notification. Then, the supplier can carry out production steps. Each round, the blue parts move up 1 production step. Using the button menu, the supplier can decide how many blue bricks to send to the internal production, and how many to send to the supply chain. This depends on the demand of the internal production, and the orders placed by the repair shop. Finally, the supplier can decide to produce new blue parts. The logistic manager ships parts from the central stock to the maintenance depots. Depending on the demand from the asset owner, he will ship parts to the first or the second maintenance depot, or both. The logistic manager is also responsible for shipping the repairable red bricks from the maintenance depot to the repair shop. Finally, the logistic manager may decide to buy additional spare parts from an external supplier. After the logistic manager has finished, the next game round starts and the asset owner takes the turn again. When spare parts break down, they have to be replaced immediately. However, in certain rounds, called inspection rounds, the replacement can be postponed. This is useful if you do not have sufficient spare parts available yet. The maintenance planning, which you can access via a button on the lower left part of the screen, shows in which rounds inspections take place. In these rounds, it is possible to postpone replacement. It is recommended to replace the postponed parts as soon as possible. If it breaks down while it is postponed, you will lose the part permanently. In certain parts of the supply chain, spare parts are shipped in batches. This means that you cannot ship one part at a time. You have to wait until a batch is full. For example, a batch size of 5 means that there have to be 5 spare parts before you can ship this batch. Batch sizes are indicated by labels on the game board. As a team, you earn money with operational assets. However, most actions also cost money. The costs of actions are usually indicated in the action notifications. You can also find an overview of all the expenses in the Budget tab.